KausikaNeerkarangal. KausikaNeerkarangal is a refined and a more inclusive projection of Kausika River Association, which has been operating for more than 15 years for the betterment of water bodies predominantly in North Coimbatore. As per archaeological indications, the civilization of this region had been erected upon the once perennial river Kausika. Majority of the significant large-scale and micro-level water bodies of North Coimbatore have been meticulously engineered so that it connects Kausika. Sadly, over the last few decades, the river has been ruined of its life and has been reduced now into unattended sewage streams in some places, and the riverbed is barren dry throughout the year in other areas. The sole objective of the team is to revive and rejuvenate Kausika River. To achieve this colossal task, the beginnings are humble and at the micro level. Streams, check dams, ponds and lakes of the entire Kausika River basin have been subjected to thorough systematic analysis. Fully autonomous individual organizations are being formed with volunteers from local community over the widespread watershed of Kausika wherever possible. By such ways and means, 11 organizations are effectively functioning as KausikaNeerkarangal team, covering almost the entire district and beyond. Projects of various scales have been underway in all these locations, most of whom are exclusively working for revitalizing Kausika River. With tens of major water bodies and hundreds of small-scale ponds falling under our purview of interest, we have a long way to go. Permission, guidance and support has been taken from the government authorities with strong representations to the government about the requirement for each water body. Attikadavu Kausika River Development Association. Being the parent organization of KausikaNeerkarangal, Attikadavu Kausika River Development Association was formed towards the betterment of Kausika River. The organization has also been tirelessly working towards the implementation of Attikadavu Avinashi groundwater recharge project, which will benefit at least 1 million people in the region. Our achievements: origin and footsteps of Kausika have been extensively surveyed. Manual diversion of river towards north on top of Kurudi Hills was identified and documented to concerned authorities. The original path of the river towards east was then restored with official support. Performed a pivotal role for more than a decade in implementing the historically significant Attikadavu Avinashi groundwater recharge project to revamp the dry regions of North Coimbatore, which has been declared as drought prone by central government. Played significant role in connecting numerous check dams and water bodies of Kausika River basin with Attikadavu Avinashi groundwater recharge project phase 1. Identified the water bodies missed in phase 1 and reported them to the concerned authorities to get those included in phase 2. Extensive awareness campaigns have been run to educate the direct beneficiaries and students about this project. Our request: plantation of native trees along the streams in Lambton Hill from which Kausika River originates. Surveying and demarking the banks and boundaries of Kausika River in all village panchayats through which it flows. Installation of recharge wells in the downstream of each check dam of the river. Construction of new check dams across the river. Implementing a futuristic model plan to recycle domestic wastewater from village panchayats. Naturally, domestic sewage flows towards streams and rivers following the geographical slope. To arrest this, sewage can be collected through sumps. The filtered outlet sewage from each village panchayat can then be used for plantation purposes along the outer side of river banks, thus avoiding polluting the river and enhancing green cover. Chinnavedampatti Lake Development Organization, Saravanampatti. Constructed in 1987, the reservoir is newest in the region with a full tank level of 261.414 meters. With a catchment area of 36 square kilometers in the foothills of Western Ghats and being a massive reservoir with an area of 200 acres, This is undoubtedly an unutilized tank located in the northern edge of Coimbatore city limit. Achievements: rejuvenated the lake feeder canal Rajavaikal from Kanuvai check dam to the lake for about 8 km stretch after 20 years. In area of 6 acres, about 3,000 native varieties of saplings with plantation arrangements for restoring biodiversity of the lake has been done. Eradicated Kousikariver&lakes trees within the lake. Inaugurated biofence project, a first of its kind in Tamil Nadu for a lake for about 2.5 kilometers. Feeding birds with water pools into the tank area of the lake during summer. Children's park has been set up to attract the next generation towards the lake. Field activities are ongoing every week and with active participation from volunteers, stakeholders, students and children, we have successfully completed more than 225 weeks of consecutive fieldwork. Request: immediate revival of catchment area, Tadagam Valley. Considering the valley has been announced as a protected region in 2017 by central government. Reviving all the 30 plus streams of this valley will help realize the dream of bringing water to Chinnavedampatti Lake after 30 years, which is the only reservoir of this scale within city limits of North Coimbatore. Considering the incomparable economic growth and urbanization of North Coimbatore in the past decade, the geographically significant 200-acre Chinnavedampatti Lake with a capacity of 30 million cubic feet can be potentially converted into a reservoir. This will not only benefit industries and agriculture but can also be a dependable drinking water source for the region. Kousikariver&lakes Development Organization, Kovilpalayam. $1,500-year-old inscription discovered by the volunteers during rejuvenation activities denotes the historical importance of this lake. Locally known as Kalingarayankulam and denoted as Sarkar Samakulam in records, this lake is situated on the southern bank of river Kausika. With its far extending catchment covering the areas of Vattamalapalayam, northern Chinnamettupalayam, Kiranatham, Kondayampalayam and Vardayangarpalayam, this is one of the major water source of the river. Achievements: 3 km stretch of Suripalam, the inlet of this 120-acre lake has been completely restored. Eradicated Kousikariver&lakes trees along the bund for 3 km. Bund has been extensively widened and made open to public access, thus reducing illegal waste dumping and antisocial activities in the area. Coordinated with local administration and concerned area police department to sustain the monitoring. 5,000 native trees have been planted and maintained till date. Beehives installed for ecological restoration, improving biodiversity of the lake. Micro Miyaki forests have been established. Dedicated parks have been set up with herbal species. Multiple awareness boards have been set up along the lake bund and its supply channels. Tamil Cultural Center has been established and regular traditional arts and cultural activities are carried out. Children's Park has been set up to attract next generation kids towards the lake. Through repeated requests and proposals for government, the lake has now been approved for rejuvenation project worth 5 crores and a parallel project worth 1 crore for desilting is in the pipeline. Our request: surveying and demarking the boundaries of the lake to preserve the existing structure, desilting, cleaning and reviving all the inlet streams which has not been done in decades to rejuvenate the web of waterways and keep them intact. With silt deposits of more than 15 feet height in some areas, desilting and strengthening of the bunds is the need of the hour to reclaiming the documented storage capacity of 11.83 million cubic feet. Considering this lake is a part of Athikkadavu Avinasi groundwater recharge project phase 1, desilting and strengthening of the bunds needs to be prioritized. Agrahara Samakulam Lake Development Organization, Agrahara Samakulam. Located on the northern bank of Kausika River, This naturally elevated lake is known to be more than 700 years old. Maximum flood discharge of 32.581 million cusecs symbolizes the flood potential of this once flourished area. Being the biggest tank of North Coimbatore and with pristine catchment with very little urbanization, regenerating this will have a direct impact in the daily lives of lakhs of people. Our achievements: desilting and strengthening of the bund along the eastern side of this 160-acre lake. 7 inlet channels were completely revived, which resulted in significant inflow during the last monsoon season. Plantation project is underway over an area of 6 acres with a plan of 2000 plus native trees. Our request: silt deposit is extremely high in the order of 25 to 30 feet in some areas. Considering this lake is a part of Athikkadavu Avinashi groundwater recharge project phase 1, desilting has to be done on an urgent basis to make full utility of this project and to reclaim the documented storage capacity of 20.8 million cubic feet. Strengthening of bunds, especially on the eastern side, is a priority. Due to the unpolluted nature of streams and lake, recharge wells shall be constructed within the lake to enhance groundwater recharge. It is also worthy to mention here that survey has already been completed for installing recharge wells. Kiranatham Water Bodies Welfare Organization, Kiranatham. Between the Kausika River and massive lakes associated in its network, regions like Kiranatham form an important link in the water chain. It is the storm water streams and it is the small scale water bodies in areas like Kiranatham which are lifeline to any bigger reservoirs and thus the river. Keeping this in mind, the organization has been steadfastly working for the last 3 years in revival and rejuvenation of all 4 vital water bodies in the region. Achievements: Karaikuttai main feeder of Kousikariver&lakes has been manually cleared of the dumped solid waste purely through volunteers. It was then desilted and rejuvenated through DRDA. IT Park Streams, another main feeder of Kousikariver&lakes, has been completely rejuvenated for its entire length of 3 km through CSR projects. More than 400 trees are planted alongside the banks of water bodies, streams of Kausika River and are maintained till date. Samranikuttai has been completely desilted, bunds widened and steps taken to enhance its green cover. Awareness towards biocomposite have been created among the local community and composite bins have been circulated for interested people. Request: Ottankuttai, the largest feeder pond for the 160-acre Kousikariver&lakes, needs to be desilted and rejuvenated. All the storm water streams connecting the 4 water bodies of Kiranatham needs to be revived. Kausika Pond Development Organization, Kulathupalayam. Around 8 ponds in the banks of Kausika River situated in northeast Coimbatore and west Tirupur were revived through crowdfunding, government sanctions and CSR funds. With a substantial goal of augmenting groundwater level in these drought-prone areas, multiple check dams have been constructed through various government schemes based on survey and multiple requests of the organization. In addition to multiple recharge wells throughout the region, a new pond of about 30 acres has been formed through government support. Achievements: 8 ponds rejuvenated in and around Kittambalayam and Vadakkambalayam, Coimbatore. 2000 palm seeds planted so far along water bodies and streams. More than 50 rainwater recharge wells have been installed so far. Formation of Kausika Kulam spreading 30 acres is under process and government support is requested for its completion. Construction of multiple check dams in the region through government support. Requests: completing the construction of Kausika Pond, which will directly benefit multiple village panchayats of the region. Extensive desilting must be done in the pond and bunds must be strengthened. Proper inlet from Kausika river to the pond must be constructed with shutter arrangements and also surplus weir must be constructed. Vellakinar Pond Conservation Organization Vellakinar. Vellakinar Pond is located in the upstream of Chinnavedambatti Lake and share a common catchment. Fed by Rajavaikal, this forms the biggest water body of Vellakinar. Achievements: rejuvenation and desilting of Vellakinar Pond after multiple decades. Capacity of the pond significantly increased. Plantation along the bunds of the pond. Kousikariver and bushes cleared along the inlet channels and shutters. Awareness towards the pond created among school students and local community. Requests: revival of catchment area, Tadagam Valley, and revival of inlet shutters will see the pond back to its pristine shape. Kodavadi Lake Conservation Organization, Kodavadi. Located in the southern part of Coimbatore at Kinathukkadavu, this lake is the lifeline for 30 plus village panchayats in the region. Thousands of years old, the lake is located at stone throwing distance from Path Canal, yet has been bone dry for close to 3 decades until we took the matters in our hands. With extensive support from district administration and lawmakers, the lake overflowed after 27 years. Achievements: massive 250-acre lake desilted and rejuvenated after decades. Multi-fold strengthening and widening of bunds were carried out. All inlet channels for the lake were revived. Derived consensus among government PAP irrigation committee, administrative officials, political organizations and local community to fetch water for the lake from PAP for a 30-day period through which the lake was historically filled after 27 long years. Requests: desilting the remaining areas of the lake, strengthening the bunds. Requesting government approval for a permanent waterway structure for 1.5 km to efficiently utilize the surplus water in PAP during rainy season. Alternatively, Vadasittur Canal has the natural slope and connectivity to the lake. Bringing water to the lake from PAP through Vadasittur Canal will not only benefit the lake but also fill 21 check dams along the way, through which extreme benefits can be achieved every year. Through such groundwater recharge from check dams and lake, electricity and maintenance expenses of 25 to 30 village panchayats towards water usage can be kept to a minimum. Kannur Lake Development Organization, Kannur. The 150-acre lake with 6 inlet streams has been extensively surveyed to analyze and project the direct benefits that it can potentially offer to the community. Situated between Annur and Avinashi, the reach of this lake extends beyond 20 village panchayats and thousands of families. With rapid urbanization at its doorsteps, it is high time that this lake is rejuvenated and preserved in good shape. Achievements: eradication of Kousikariver over the area of this 140-acre lake. Preparatory work has been carried out for plantation of more than 1,000 native trees. Through repeated requests from government, a project worth 1 crore is in pipeline for rejuvenation of the lake. Requests: with extensive silt formation, the effective load capacity of the lake has been greatly diminished. Extensive desilting and strengthening of bunds is required. Waterlogging of farmlands on the northern and eastern sides of the lake has been a common occurrence. Considering the lake receives a good inflow during monsoon season and also since it is connected in phase 1 of Attikadavu Avinashi groundwater recharge project, extensive bunding on these 2 sites is a priority. Due to the unpolluted nature of streams and lake, Recharge wells shall be constructed within the lake to enhance groundwater recharge. Madukarai River Conservation Organization, Madukarai. Achievements: ambitious project of treating city's sewage water at Vandiputtur and pumping the treated water to drought-prone areas of Chettipalayam has already been completed with government's extensive support. Extensive groundwork and surveys conducted and projected to government officials towards feasibility of constructing multiple check dams across the river, which runs for 30 kilometers before reaching the neighboring state. More than 5 check dams have already been constructed through Jal Shakti Abhiyan based on our proposals and reports. Continuous studies are being carried out and multiple similar projects are in the pipeline. Request to install solar power to run the treatment plant at Vandiputtur in order to pump 5 MLD for water bodies in Chettipalayam, which will directly and indirectly benefit at least 50,000 people in the surrounding villages. In addition, this will extensively augment the region's agriculture by means of irrigation through groundwater. Vagai Green Conservation Organization, Vagarayam Palayam. Achievements: enhancing facilities in primary health centers, assisting with basic needs of government schools, creating general awareness towards ecological conservation among school students.